This could very well be the one that these devils will use to shut down the whole world again and to further their plans towards the NWO. First off, before I get started, I want to thank Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, taught me his truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity to you all. I want to say shalom and hope and pray that this lesson be edifying to the elect. So I came across this article from the U.S. Sun, and it reads, viral spread, the European cities most likely to be hit hardest by China's mysterious pneumonia outbreak. You know, so I want to play this this video. And as I said, I hope and pray this lesson be edifying. This was published November 29th, 2023, the hopeful year that all of prophecy shall be fulfilled, as coined by the beloved Apostle Tahar, which is, I believe, is yesterday. Yeah. So without further ado, here we go.
If you are type 2 and take metformin, well, check your feet and legs for these two things that I'm going to show you in this video.
China is grappling with a spike in illnesses as it enters its first full winter season since it lifted COVID-19 restrictions. The government is calling for vigilance, with cases among children appearing especially high in northern areas, including Beijing. On Friday, Christian Lindmeier with the World Health Organization said it doesn't look like the spike is due to unusual or new pathogens.
In the current outbreak of respiratory illnesses, the reported symptoms are common to several respiratory diseases, and as of now, at the present time, Chinese surveillance and hospital systems report that the clinical manifestations are caused by known pathogens in circulation. Mycoplasma pneumonia is a common respiratory pathogen and a common cause of pediatric pneumonia and is readily treated with antibiotics.
The situation came into the spotlight earlier this week when the WHO highlighted a report on clusters of undiagnosed pneumonia in children. That's when it asked for more information from Beijing. On Thursday, the WHO said China had responded and provided data. Both China and the WHO have faced questions about the transparency of reporting on the earliest cases of COVID-19 that emerged in late 2019. Authorities began issuing health advisories this month, warning of long waits and the risk of cross-infection at crowded hospitals. Outside the Children's Hospital in Shanghai, parents said they aren't too worried just yet.
I hope people won't blame everything on the pandemic because there is one. Let's use science to approach an issue instead.
The WHO said the rise in cases of illness could be linked to the curbing of COVID-19 rules, along with the months-long circulation of the known bugs.
Now, when I heard that last part, that WHO said that it could be from the curbing of, the C19, different restrictions and whatnot, it sounds very telling, just through the spirit, that they're basically saying that when it was in place and people were locked down and, masked up, 6 feet apart, all this bullshit that they had did, that the numbers were down, and if they would have kept doing that, then it would be this wouldn't have happened. I could see them using this as a springboard to say things like that in the media, to get the simpletons, in line. Because as the scriptures say, let's get that. This is Proverbs 14 and 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Right? So the majority of the people, on this planet are just simple, man. Just being honest. They just go along to get along. They don't do any research. They don't question anything. They believe that the government is there for their best interest, that the government could do no wrong, blah, 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 right? But the prudent man looketh well to his going, right? The prudent, the ones that are investigating, the ones that have the spirit of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, the men, searching out these things, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Let's get that. Salakia. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Let's get that in the NLT. So that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes, man. We are very familiar with his evil schemes, man. And this is very reminiscent of 2019, man, when this whole C19er started, and it says it right here. This is the article right here. Worrying similarities to how CV started. So let me just read a couple of these other ones, and I'm gonna read some of that article. So this is from app I have, Drudge Report. And they put a bunch of articles. So it says Denmark sees a surge in white lung syndrome. Surge in white lung syndrome after China is ordered to release more data. This was published today. So this is another, European country, the Netherlands, right? So we're seeing a trend happening. Experts warn. This from Express. Experts warn Europe to prepare for worst case scenario over China outbreak. So you see they're already prepping the people's minds, for this, the same way that they were doing in 2019. China pneumonia warning. Taiwan urges citizens to avoid travel as virus cases spike in U.S. So look at that. So we can see the writing on the wall, so to speak. We see what these devils are foretelling us. Hazmat suited big white men return to disinfect China as pneumonia grips nation. So back in 2019, we were seeing videos of them spraying disinfectant all over the place, people walking around with hazmat suits and shit like that. So this is showing a pattern, man. We are not ignorant of Satan's devices, and we can't forget this devil right here, Billy Gates of hell, and his husband, right? What he said.
We'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time.
Mm-hmm. So, that reminds me of...
Damn devil. So he said it himself. We have to prepare for the next one, and the next one will get their attention, man. So, it's very fitting that they would do this at this time, just as in 2019, because this is a time when people get sick anyway, because you're talking about the transition from summer to fall to winter, so most people, tend to get sick or get the sniffles depending on how good they've been keeping up their immune system around this time period. It just happens anyway. So now, they can use this time when people get sick anyway to say that there's a spike in cases, people have to lock down, blah, 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 got to mask up. It's just the wiles of the devil, man. Get that, man. Goddamn devils or something else, man. Let's get that. Ephesians. Ephesians 6 and 11. I'll start at 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And when you read that same scripture in the NLT, it reads, put on all God's armor, so that you will be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil, man. And this is yet another strategy of the goddamn devil, man. And it's all geared towards lockdowns, complete control, of everything, the people, and their movements and everything, in between. So let's read a little bit of this. I don't want to make this too long, but I just want to get the point, and I have a little bit of another video that I want to show, because we have to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi commanded us to give warning, onto you brothers and sisters, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and our fellow brethren that were scattered amongst the heathen, that look like the heathen, but the seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? We're commanded to give warning, right, onto our people. So this is it says, China's mysterious pneumonia-like eruption has sparked major fears over you see it, spreading into Europe and badly infecting 4 major cities. The outbreak that's shown worrying similarities to how CV started has been at the heart of controversy since hospitals were first overwhelmed, quote unquote, with sick children. So you see, there's a theme. It says nightmare spread. China's mysterious pneumonia outbreak could be coming to these major European cities soon. Amsterdam, London, Paris, Frankfurt, right? So you already see where this is going, man. So that means Babylon, aka America, is not far off, because there's a lot of people that travel to and fro from these countries on a regular. So it's not hard for them to say that it got there and then somebody brought it over here and now it's spreading like wildfire here in Babylon, and oh my God, we have to lock down, we have to mask up, we have to do 6 feet distancing once again, and blah blah blah, on and on and on, right? And now people, the vast majority, I forget the number that the CDC, I believe it was the CDC, said, but more than half of the people here in Babylon have the citizens in Babylon have the juicy juice, man. So we can't forget about the different technology that has been reported that is in this that juicy juice, man, that jump shot. So it could be, this could be the catalyst to say that something's coming, and then they can do what they do and deliver that payload, or however it's gonna transpire, to the people that got that, and then they all start dropping like flies, and then they use that as a scapegoat to say, you see, this is what what's going on now. We have to to justify everything that they're doing. So we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. So let's get this video. So this is from Redacted. This was actually 7 months ago, and it reads, the WHO Demic Treaty will change everything, right? So this is the treaty that they were talking about before this whole thing even transpired 7 months ago. And I believe they were actually talking about it back in like 2020, when this whole thing was like in the midst of all this going on. These devils were always working, while people are panicking, these devils are doing, their different things while people aren't paying attention. So let's listen to a little bit of this.
Now, first, a little bit of background. We've discussed this before, and I will just give you the Cliff's Notes. This is the WHO CA+. It's a treaty that the WHO is pushing on all 194 member states to give them control of all things pandemic. Now, when I read this a couple months ago, I presented you with this chart because it's sort of a bullet points of what they want to do. They want to have the opportunity to define the next pandemic, determine lockdowns, when, who, how long. They want to give themselves surveillance power, determine treatments, vaccine mandates, vaccine distribution, vaccine intellectual property and profits, and they want to redistribute basically everything in the name of pandemics. This was my interpretation from reading the draft in February. They did meet again a few weeks after this and propose, sort of amendments to the drafts, but we haven't seen it yet. What I meant by redistribution of everything was literally from this statement from that draft saying the parties will identify and integrate into relevant pandemic prevention and preparedness plans, intervention that addresses the drivers of the emergence and reemergence of the disease from the human-animal environment interface, including but not limited to climate change, land use change, wildlife trade, desertification, and antimicrobial resistance.
Right. So, however, they decide to spin it, they will still be able to have full control of everything, pretty much. Let me see if I can, there we go. So they want to be able to define the next demic, determine lockdowns, have surveillance. We've been hearing a lot about that. Determine treatments, mandates, distribution of those, and everything, So, this could easily be a way to segue into their demonic plans, man. So, we have to continue to stay prayed up, continue to, seek Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi 10 times more. Put on the whole armor, as the scriptures say. Let's read it. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Right? So this is what we're commanded to do, to put on the whole armor of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, so we can stand against all the wiles of the devil. The devils are coming, man, and they're not going to stop until Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi stops them. These devils are resilient, they're bloodthirsty, and the Lord put the spirit on them to continue and to push towards their NWO. Why? Because that's how prophecy will be fulfilled, man. Because ultimately, with them talking about the surveillance state and, controlling this and controlling that and being in control of, all these different things, ultimately, the ultimate control that these devils are looking for is that emerald to the TV, man. That implantable rice device, man. That C-hip that they want to put under everybody's skin so they can completely track and trace them. You won't be able to buy or sell unless you have it. As it says in Revelation the 13th chapter, 16 on down to 18. That's their ultimate goal. And these different things that they're doing is how they can further push towards that goal, man. So continue to stay prayed up, Israel. I hope and pray that this lesson, was edifying to the elect and informative. And I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing. We're almost out of here. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. I want to say a Baba Ball and Kwam Yasharallah. Hey, shalom. To the next one.